Haifa, modern metropolis in an age-old land, and base for the coming British coastal drive into Syria, which has Beirut as its major objective. Scattered over the Palestine plains, a section of the Australian Army waits orders to move up. If the battle eve has any particular significance for these men, they don't show it. They treat the unknown tomorrow with the same nonchalance and carefree spirit that characterizes everything they do. They might be going to a picnic race meeting. You can't get away from it in the Army, unless your cooks happen to be diggers, good at a spot of foraging. I'll be down to get you in a gas mask, honey. Damn clever, these Chinese. The barber used to be a shearer, but for all that, their hearts are at home. They go in those letters. Gum leaves, a scent an Australian will recognize anywhere. We're moving up. Advanced mechanized forces have the Vichy troops falling back on their prepared defenses. The infantry's turn is coming. Into Syria pours an army of the world's youngest nation to fight a battle over territory that cradled civilization. For the first time, the three Australian services are cooperating: Army, Navy, and Air Force. On Sunday, June the 8th, the French frontier was crossed. On Sunday, July the 13th, the last shots in the campaign were fired outside Beirout, and an armistice was signed next day. But in that month, the French fought a brave and bitter retreating campaign, in which they took skillful advantage of the rugged country's extremely valuable natural defenses. The Vichy troops actively destroyed communications, and for the engineers, it's no vacation. British troops handle the job so effectively that in 2 hours communication is completely restored. They carry the prefabricated spans with them, just for emergencies like these. The advance forces have captured Tyre after a hot encounter. This ancient Phoenician city was the commercial capital of the world, when not one stone stood upon another where London now exists. Here has been none of the vaunted march of progress that has seemingly led mankind only to the senseless destruction of his past achievements. One more conqueror, Tyre doesn't mind anymore. Arabs are well treated, but searched just in case. Most don't object to a war. It's a chance to, well, add to personal property. Contrary to some statements, the French army was extraordinarily well equipped, as this captured material indicates. These tanks are immune to ordinary anti-tank gunfire and require artillery to stop them. The crews would not fire on our men and escaped to join the Free French forces. The famous French 75, relict of the last war, and still a very potent weapon. The retreating troops had to leave behind ample stock of ammunition. More than that, they left a handy tractor with which our men complete salvage work. They find cunningly concealed in good positions overlooking roads and strategic positions many more French guns. Up from the depths comes another 75, to be taken to the field workshop, reconditioned, and put back into service, firing in the opposite direction. The artillery spotter's job is no sinecure, but the sights he sees. Enemy tank stopped, either because of breakdown or for reconnaissance. A direct hit at the range of a mile. The accuracy of our 25-pounders is amazing. The tank's own ammunition explodes to complete the job. We are outside Sidon, and it's a tough nut to crack. Under cover of darkness, the troops move to forward positions for an dawn attack. Again, you have evidence of the remarkable manner in which the camera is bringing the war to your very doorstep. Movement is noticed in enemy territory. Spread over the rugged terrain, thousands of men advance from various directions. Bayonets go where they belong. These practically untried soldiers are amazingly cool when the crucial test comes. The formation of the country entirely favors the defenders, who are nothing if not brave. They are well dug in and have formed the disconcerting habit of withholding their fire until the attackers are at point-blank range. But these men are as tenacious as their fathers of the old AIF, who gave a pretty good performance in this district nearly 25 years ago. The advancing infantry enter what was a Vichy strongpost not far from Sidon. They go warily. Snipers of a suicide squad may have been left behind. Failure to thoroughly mop up has cost armies many casualties. But the French have given up the fight and retired to the mountains north towards Beirout. Sidon is in our hands. The army flows into the ancient city to receive a vociferous welcome from the inhabitants, who have long demanded their independence and see now a chance of getting it. Sidon is unperturbed, a little surprised perhaps at the excitement over something so inconsequential as a war. It has known many wars. 900 years ago, Crusaders kept vigil in that tower from which a few hours ago Vichy snipers attempted to stem our advance. And offshore, as usual, the watchdogs. Truly a strange, eventful history. The proclamation declares Sidon an open town, and the French gendarmerie remains. Unfortunately, they're extremely camera shy. Or am I wrong? As the army moves on in the wake of the Vichy forces, the general officer commanding the Palestine and Syrian forces, General Sir Henry Maitland Wilson, arrives to formally take over the town. An Australian Guard of Honor lends the traditional military touch to the ceremony. So is added another achievement to the records of the AIF, whose battle honors in the present war make gallant reading. Libya, Cyrenaica, Greece, Crete, and Syria. These are names which will be bound up with the valor, tenacity, and military skill of the Australian Army in a history yet unwritten. And Syria, with peace once more descended upon it, returns to the life it has known for countless centuries. Back to its primitive water wheels, its ox-drawn plows, an age-old civilization that cares not a jot for world domination, power, and modern engines that destroy but do not create. Primitive Syria? I wonder.